Here is a functionality test of the Nikon D2X. Just want to show you that it does work. There's the power button right there. Let's turn it on. There it is. Turn it on. Let's focus on this here gizmo right there. You can see, you can actually turn the light back, the night light back on by just turning that on. It goes to it. As you can see, the aperture ring is working. Well, I should say the input dial. And there's the shutter speed dial is working also. So let's go. Let's look through the viewfinder, see what we see. I'm trying to get it to where, yeah, you can read a little bit in there, but yeah, there you go. Let's see. Well, it's hard, you can kind of see it, but nonetheless, as you can see, that's working. This dial, only problem with this camera is this dial is just a tad sticky. Okay, but I'm going to put it on high, CL high, continuous high, right there. Okay. All right, so I just took, that was 8 frames a second right there. But here's a cool feature that I love. You can change your ISO right on the back. You just press this button and use the input dial back here to change your ISO. I would not recommend going over 800 right there, and it's still pretty good at 800. Also, you can change the quality of, as you can see, it's on fine, normal, basic, raw plus fine. So I love that you don't have to go into the menu systems to actually change your settings. This is so cool. This is what I love about this camera. And even your white balance, as you can see, I got it for daylight, you know, and I'm just, I can manually change it from 10,000 to I think 3,200 Kelvin. 31, well, less than that, 28. Wow, okay. So 2,500 to 10,000, and I'm using the front input dial to change all of these. Okay, and go back to ISO. I'm going to put it back down with the back input dial. I'm going to drop it down to 100. Okay, but as you can see, that works. Let's go to the, let's see what I took a picture of. Let's hit the review button, and a bunch of nothing. I'll take, it's not showing anything. As you can see, the number dial right here, it's going through the pictures I took right there. As you can see, it's turning. Oh, right there it is. It's hard to keep it in focus, but let me get to a picture that you can actually see, but let's do this. As you can see, I'm changing the mode. I'm going through all the pit. There we go. There it is. So there's a picture I took earlier of the 3 flashes in the background. But nonetheless, that works. Here's how you erase them. As you can see, I changed the dial here to shoot fast, and this is pretty cool. This is how you actually select your out of focus mode. And most of the time I set it on continuous. I'm sorry, but I set it on continuous, but it once again, it depends on the situation. That's why you have a pro body camera. You can adjust all the stuff you want. Now this is just the kit lens. It's a 18 to 55 35 5.6, and yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't do a pro shoot with it, but nonetheless, it is what it is. And these buttons down here, this is how you change your focus points. If you want to, you know, change each one individually, that's where you go. And this is, you know, the center, I think, a 9 point, and this is the entire area. If anything comes in the area, once again, I use this as needed, you know, if I need to change the focus point. But I find myself using that a lot. That way I can select what focus point I want, unless I'm shooting sports, and then I'm there. And everything that's around 80% of the viewfinder is going to be in focus. Focus is pretty quick on that too. This is a cool feature that all pro cameras have, is that if you're away from the camera and you're shooting and the sun is at your back, you're not going to get a false reading, because that curtain, you can put that curtain down and it won't affect your meter. That's pretty cool. You know, it's got your AF on lock, which I do use. I use that button a lot, and the AE lock and the AF lock also. That is pretty cool. But also, let's go to the menus, just to show you that the menu, and it's so hard to see that right there. Let's see, there we go. Let me zoom in, and you can see that everything in the back is working. If you want to delete, playback, slideshow, on and on and on, and it's not too bad. It really isn't. And here's where you can set your high-speed crop, or if you want to cut it off. I leave this on just in case. You know, I do need to shoot 8 frames a second. As soon as I turn the dial to continuous high, it's going to actually crop the sensor and give me 8 seconds. The only caveat to doing that is you're shooting 6 or 8 megapixel files, or it could be 6, I can't remember, versus 12 megapixel files. So there's a caveat. But if you're doing stuff for the web now, like everybody is, then not too bad of a trade-off, because in a lot of cases you don't need that resolution. But anyway, if you have any questions about this old gal, let me know. Thanks much.